You know, we all have that question about first love, right? Can it actually last? I mean, imagine a connection that has to survive thousands of miles, years of complete silence, and just the weight of a decade of things left unsaid. Well, today, we're diving into a story that puts that very question to the test.
So let's get right into it. This is the story of Shasha, and her entire world in high school is about to get flipped upside down by two very different guys. You've got her childhood friend, who has always been by her side. And then you have the mysterious new transfer student, who holds a secret key to a past she doesn't even remember.
All right, so our story kicks off, as so many great ones do, in the halls of high school. Life is pretty simple, pretty routine, but yeah, that is all about to change. Big time. Okay, let's break down the two guys at the center of this. On one hand, you have Zhang Yu. He's the childhood friend, you know? The one who's basically family, super protective, her rock. But then, in walks Cheng Ye. He's the total opposite. The new guy, a little mysterious, brilliant, but kinda distant. And yeah, Xiaosha is hooked from the very first moment she sees him.
And listen, Chang Ye isn't just some good-looking mystery man. This guy's a straight-up prodigy. I mean, look at this. Math Olympiad winner, archery champ. But here's the thing. What really makes him so interesting isn't just the awards. It's that underneath all that, he's taking care of his sick grandmother and his old dog, Bai's. There's a whole lot more going on with him, and Shasha is starting to pick up on that.
So what does Yaosha do? She is all in. I mean, she launches a full-on campaign to get his attention, making lunches, switching them out, the whole 9 yards. And the entire time, poor Zhang Yu, her loyal friend, is just watching this all happen from the sidelines, completely in love with her himself.
But just when you think, okay, I get it, a classic love triangle, the story takes a hard left turn. Turns out there's a secret connection here, something from way, way back, and it's about to change absolutely everything.
You know that feeling when you meet someone and you just feel like you've known them forever? Well, that's exactly what's happening to Shasha. The more time she spends with Cheng Ye, the stronger this weird sense of familiarity gets. But for the life of her, she cannot figure out why.
And the clue that cracks the whole thing wide open? It's his dog. The dog's name is Baze. And that one word is like a key. It unlocks this whole part of her memory she didn't even know was locked away. And then it hits her. Cheng Ye isn't a new guy at all. He's that boy. The one from her childhood, the one from an old photograph he still carries around. She had completely, totally forgotten him.
So once this past connection comes out, oh man, the rivalry between Cheng Ye and Zhang Yu just explodes. It goes from a physical fight in a tunnel to this super public, super painful moment at a school concert. It all boils over in this raw confrontation where Cheng Ye just asks her, "If you're with him, then why did you lead me on?"
And Zhang Yu, seeing how upset she is, he sees his chance. He takes her up to the school rooftop and just lays it all out there. He basically tells her, look, if the whole world turns on you, I will be the last one standing right here to protect you. It's a huge, powerful declaration.
So just as all the pieces are falling into place, just as it feels like Shaksha and Cheng Ye are finally figuring things out, fate decides to step in and play a really, really cruel joke. I mean, this all happens in one night. It's Cheng Ye's birthday. They finally have their perfect moment, their first kiss, and then bam, his dog Base collapses. Everything just stops. They're panicking, trying to find a vet, and in a desperate move, Shosha calls Zhang Yu for help. But even with his help, it's just too late. It's absolutely devastating.
So Cheng Yi is just shattered from losing his oldest friend, and he doesn't even get a second to breathe before the next blow comes. His mother shows up from America and drops a bombshell. He has to leave and go back with her, right now, and this just tears his family apart.
So what does he do? He makes an impossible choice. He tells his mom he'll go with her, but on one condition. She can't separate his grandparents. He literally sacrifices his entire life there, his home, his friends, and this brand new love he just found with Xiaosha, all to keep his family together. It's just, wow. When Xiaosha finds out he's leaving, she's obviously crushed. But she makes this one last desperate plea. Just keep talking to me. And they make this promise, this tearful promise, to stay in touch, clinging to the hope that somehow messages and phone calls can be enough to keep them connected across an ocean. Okay, now we're going to jump forward 10 years. A whole decade goes by. And the big question is, was that fragile promise enough?
And, at first, they tried. They really did. But life just gets in the way, doesn't it? The time zones, new routines, the messages get further and further apart, then the calls stop. And eventually, there's just silence. For years.
So, in those 10 years, Xiao Shao becomes this total powerhouse. She builds a massive cosmetics company from scratch, becomes a CEO. She has it all. Or at least that's what it looks like from the outside. But on the inside, that spot in her heart that was for Chang Ye, well, it's been empty this whole time.
And you really see how true that is at her best friend's wedding. She actually saves a seat for her special someone, can you imagine? And she just watches that empty chair all night long, hoping. It's so sad. She's holding on to a ghost.
And right at that moment, when she's probably thinking, okay, it's over. I really have to let him go. She hears something. A voice behind her. A voice she hasn't heard out loud in 10 years, but one her heart has never, ever forgotten.
It's him. It's Chang Ye. He's standing right there. And he tells her, I never stopped loving you, not for one day in these 10 years. I was too scared to come back.
And then, after 10 years of silence and an ocean between them, he asks the one question that matters, the one question that has been hanging in the air for a decade.
And with 3 words, the 10 years of waiting, the silence, all the wondering, it's just over.
So they get their fairy tale ending, which is beautiful. But it really makes you think, doesn't it? After a decade of being total strangers again, is the memory of a childhood promise enough to build a real lifetime on? Or is getting back together just the beginning of the real story?